Hello folks, and welcome back to another Legacy of Kain Defiance bug hunting expedition. Today is Sunday the 26th of December 2021 at 11:31 AM. So part of the reason I am doing this so early is because I've been doing a lot of investigating last night and I wanted to kind of show you guys what I've kind of come up with. Part of the reason I'm doing this kind of introduction during the menu system rather than in-game is because it will automatically load the battle between Raziel and Chirel. The problem is that you cannot save after Chirel because it immediately leads up to the fight between Raziel and Kain. So the idea is that I'm going to replicate a what we call in the industry an A-class bug. So the idea is that when you cannot save the game and exit and actually have everything in your inventory remain, then you cannot proceed, and essentially you can't complete the game. So this is a bug that should have been fixed before the game was released, and alas it was not. Firstly, I'm going to show you the game from the perspective of where I had the Gargoyle exploit. It's not really violating any kind of functionality of the game, because you're still able to play the game normally, and it actually has nothing to do with the save, but I'll demonstrate it regardless so that you've got a kind of an objective difference between this and one where I didn't actually do that. You'll have to bear in mind that there are going to be 3 battles, so this may get very repetitive unfortunately, and there's not much I can do about that. However, the positive thing is that you can speed through the video on YouTube, so you don't actually have to watch me fight all the characters. What I've learnt through this is you can actually use a telekinetic blast. Oop. Ouch. You can use a TK aim to actually hit the metallic gongs, I suppose. You don't actually have to try and physically try to hit it. Sometimes it's more convenient to do that if Chirel is actually standing near it, because the longer it takes for you to actually get to Chirel, the longer it takes for, the quicker it takes for him to recover. Sadly, this is very slow. Alright, so here we go. You can take off a chunk of life if you do the, which move is it? Not that one. That one.
Perforate carcass.
Perforate carcass, move and then click action. So if you do that literally 2 or 3 times, he's dead very, very quickly. But you have to be on your game. No pun intended there. And ideally you have to be standing as close to him as possible. There was only 2 attempts, and you can see like it's taken a good 2/3 of his life. If I had taken any more, all 4 gongs would start to be ringing. The thing that's crap about this is the rotation of the camera, because you can't get the TK aim to be in a position like this. Is perfect, right? Now I should be able to relatively finish him off. Now all 4 gongs should ring. There we go. Just need to prevent myself from getting caught up in... Oh god, that's really... Okay, hopefully that's 1. That's 2. 3. Let's use TK move. That's the only problem with trying to use the TK aim is you keep trying to do that. And then the last one, boing. Skip cutscene. Not interested in seeing that. So one bug I've never understood with this game. Why does the left one always ring out? So now that you've got the new TK aim, break that bad boy. Don't waste any time. Jump on the rocks. Jump again. Oop. And then climb. This will immediately lead up to the battle between Kain and Raziel. And this has got like several cutscenes. I just skip them and then get to the meat of it because you don't really want to see the cutscene for the billionth time, especially since I have to repeat this several times. I can't skip this. So if I try, it just says resume. Now I can. And it just leads up to the fight. This fight is absurdly unfair. I don't know why they did it like this. I mean, I suspect obviously they want to make this a challenge, but it's absurdly unfair. No matter who you play with, the other person does really weird things with the telekinetic blast to the point where you can't actually move anywhere, and you constantly have to keep phasing and rolling around just to be able to hit the other character. And then the rage blast, it's like, geez, it's unbelievable that they can do that, and like this is ridiculous. Even when you chain combos occasionally, they don't connect. The weird 2 double kinetic blasts, absolutely unfair. What I've noticed though, if you pin them against the wall, it's very difficult for them to actually escape. Also things like perforate carcass, which is obviously, I think, cadaverous laceration on Kain. It doesn't work very well. You have to do like a 3-hit combo slowly. Skip. You have to be absolutely relentless. You probably do a TK blast, rage blast in a second. Yep, see? It's just very cheeky. He's not connecting enough hits on me to be able to actually fill up his gauge enough so that he can actually do that. Look at where mine is. The one thing I do like about this is that you hear Ozal Midrashim in the background, which is a very nice touch, a kind of ode to Soul Reaver 1. That's just abuse, like absolutely unfair. They cheat us. Come on, just 1 hit. Come on, 1 hit. Come on. Alright, let's skip that bad boy. You can see the remnants of Kain, which I've noticed. So, okay, now, if I go to the menu system, you can quite clearly see
Heart of Darkness.
Heart of Darkness, right? Now, what I'm going to do is I will create a new save game, but I will also quit this game, and I'll do continue game, which will load from the last checkpoint. And as you can see, this is where I am. Wow.
Heart of darkness.
That is deeply embarrassing. I think you actually have to land on the checkpoint, because I didn't walk to the checkpoint. Let's try this again then. To be fair, the last time I did this, I didn't actually save the game. So I am actually trying to change the dynamic somewhat. So let's load that one again. God, can you imagine if I do all of this only to find that I was wrong? Come on, Churro. This is a very slow, monotonous process. Sometimes he rings the gongs early, sometimes he rings them late. Here we go. Sometimes if he recovers too early, then even if your hits connect, they don't actually land because he becomes conscious again. I like how he kicks his hind legs. Needed that. Ah. He's already recovered anyway. Hopefully it should ring the gongs now. There we go. Gong. If you hit the gongs in quick succession, Chira doesn't have a chance to recover. Ugh. What are you doing? So I wonder if this means that the only way to actually have the Heart of Darkness remain is to actually not touch the checkpoint. I have to confess, I often die as Kain because Raziel is so brutal, especially with the telekinetic blasts. I'm actually surprised that blast didn't hit me. Charges up way too quickly. I've barely got any, and I've hit him, like I've almost ended half his life, and he's barely touched mine. Although he's being very abusive. I do find that the kind of maniac or mania-based laugh hilarious. It just seems so unlike Raziel at all. But it just shows it's a testament to Michael Bell as a vocal talent. Because we know that Raziel is not a villain, but his manic laugh just speaks volumes about this particular fight. Oh god, he's gonna die now, isn't he? Yes, good. Wow, that was weird. You see that? Save game, skip cinematic. I noticed that if you do things too quickly in the game, oh god, you get very strange things happen. Oh my god. I can't even see him. There he is. The thing is, you can't block in this game, which sucks. You can only just roll around. It's so cheap. Just reminds me of when you used to play like Street Fight with your friends, and they would just button bash. That's what this is. Just a whole button bashing expedition. Now, how is it remotely fair that you can do everything in this battle, or at least the other character can, that you can't do in the game? Yeah, I don't think he likes that, clearly. That wasn't a good idea, was it? Come on, roll! Roll, Raziel, roll! Oh my god. There we go. Okay. Now, let's activate the checkpoint. Alright, let's quit the game. Yes. Now, when we continue, it should load from the same checkpoint. Heart of Darkness is gone. So you know you can't continue the game. So it looks like the checkpoint is actually the problem. Because I showed you before that if you play and you don't touch the checkpoint, you exit, you come back out, and you go back in, and the game runs. So now I actually cannot restore Janos's heart because I literally don't have it. And that means the game is unplayable. You either have to restore from an older save or you have to start from scratch. Obviously, for the all intents and purposes of this particular playthrough, I did all of that in advance. So this is the Gargoyle exploit save. So if I quit this game and go yes, what I want to do is load an older game. Well, a newer game, I should say. So this actually has no Gargoyle exploit. So what I will do is I'll quickly go to the status menu first. There you go, nothing there. So you know this is a clean save. I've not tried to do anything to violate the way the game normally works. So I actually didn't realize that about the Heart of Darkness with the checkpoint, in terms of it would still be there as long as you didn't touch the checkpoint. So that is definitely new. There we go. Wow, I still hit him. I try to stand near these things occasionally because they end. Those balls of energy are annoying. Oof. Can get perforate carcass to come out. Come on, ring the bell. Ring the gong. Sometimes you can jump over him, sometimes you can't. Wow. Just wasted that. And that. Nice. Hopefully those TK blasts should just fizzle out. The good thing is that those soul fonts, I suppose you'd call them, they auto-regenerate. And Raziel's got a lot of health, so I'm not too worried. God, I'm not really avoiding these hits very well, am I? And he's not ringing the gongs at all. Sure, are you getting blind in your old age? Clearly, as am I. There are far too many TK balls flying around. They eventually fizzle out. There we go. That was weak. Here we go. I just need one hit and I should near enough finish him off. But this game kind of reminds me of that fight between you and Magnus in, well, Kain and Magnus in Blood Omen 2. Is that even if you got his health to 0, that doesn't matter because the objective of the game is to ring the gongs. Not to bring his health down. The idea is to get his health to like, I don't know, 1/10 of what it's supposed to be in order to trigger the gongs ringing automatically so that he'd actually die. Wow, I'm surprised that made contact. Ring the gong, Chirel. We haven't got all day. Your death is imminent. Let's use that bad boy up. Hopefully the other one should regenerate on the right hand side. Ring the gong! There we go. Gotta make this count. One down. 2 down. 3 down. 4 down. Bye. Max out that health. Not that we really need it, because you auto refill when you fight Kain. Give me a break. Good thing is that the telekinetic throws don't do any damage unless you hit a wall or something. Ah. Always make sure that last hit connects. It seems to do the most damage. Especially because it's the last hit. Don't let him perform perforate carcass on you. Last thing you want is hits like that, and any ones that imply like multiple combos where you can pull off a lot of juggle moves. You have to jump around an awful lot to make sure that the hits don't connect. So cheap, Raziel. One hit. Just one hit. So you can't even juggle him. Oh, God. Just not juggleable. I'm surprised that worked. They're usually very, very unfair when it comes to performing multiple chains. Can't even see him. So cheap. Trying to perform the telekinetic move, that's why I wasn't hitting him. But it wasn't coming out. I don't think I had enough charged. Come on, Raziel, you got to do this. There we go. Goodbye. Alright, again. Running around on this bad boy. There's no mistaking, we have the Heart of Darkness.
Heart of Darkness.
Quit the game. Continue the game. No Heart of Darkness. What I would want to try next is going to Voradors mansion. So let's quit the game. Let's load the 7 hour. Just want to double check that I do in fact have no Gargoyle. Didn't think that was going to connect. So it'd be interesting to see if when you go to Voradors mansion, whether that will in fact have an impact on... No, that's not much. At least I hit him. That's the one thing that's bad about the TK, is that if you're too far away, then the time taken to get to Tyrell is used up, and so it takes it much longer to actually kill him. But having said that, the alternative is to physically go up to the gong and smack it directly, so it's probably better to use a TK. I didn't really realize that until I started experimenting. Of course, when you play the game like a billion times, there's only so much that you can do. Oop. You obviously can't affect him with your TK blast, but it's just fun to annoy him. Ah, come on, Raziel, perform. There we go. Wow, didn't realize he could do that. His raw, if you like, is doesn't have a good range, but it looks like he can do 2 versions of it, which I've never seen before. That animation's screwed. That might be because I've used a widescreen hack for Defiance though, because obviously back in 2003 widescreens weren't a thing. Man, I don't even think TFTs were a thing. They should really have it so that the game's camera is kind of semi-fixed from here, so you can pretty much see all the gongs. Instead, there's too much movement, and so look, the gong's ringing, can't even see it. There we go. That not cadaver slash narration, that perforate carcass, that is really potent. Now, it doesn't seem potent, but you've got a very slow 3-hit combo, or you've got perforate carcass, which is like, I don't know, 8 hits in one go, as long as you're button bashing the action button. Wow. Okay, now all the gongs should ring. That's really weird, you know. And this proves my point. His life is on 0, and yet he's still alive. Why do all the gongs not ring? Nobody knows. Now it works for some reason. Alright, skip that cutscene. Goodbye. Oof, that is distracting. There we go. So the objective here is to get to Voradors mansion after you defeat Kain and Raziel separately, so that we can see if the Heart of Darkness is still present. This alleviates, the checkpoint aspect of the issue. Bearing in mind, when you get to Voradors mansion, there is no checkpoint. So there'll be a point where you reach the door and you can actually, I suppose, I don't want to call it save. See how I was cheeky there, kind of shoving him into a corner or into a non-collisionable sort of area. It makes it much easier to kind of hit him with a barrage of attacks. Like half-life already. I noticed the ideal combination is jump, blast him with the TK, and then hit him with a 3-hit combo. Now, it doesn't always work, but you land at least 1 or 2 hits. Even if it's just the last hit. And after you hit him, roll out the way. I mean, don't hang around to get your ass whooped. Wow, that camera's just really crap. God, jeez. Oh crap. Oh, give me a break with the 3 TKOs in the one. Really? How he managed to, like, if you're being repeatedly attacked by something like a perforate carcass, how is he then able to wake up and then go, you know what, I'm going to give you TK blast, or I'm going to hold you there indefinitely? Got no TK left. I can't even see him. There he is. Oh, come on. Alright. So the question is, obviously I've got the Heart of Darkness. Oops. Do I run around the checkpoint or do I go through the checkpoint? Let's go through the checkpoint.
In my absence, the
Alrighty, so technically there is no save point. But if you exit the game, you obviously can't go back. This will save where it is. So let's quit the game. Let's continue the game. He still has the Heart of Darkness. Okay, so the problem is then that the checkpoint is actually the failure, because I walked through that checkpoint and then I went to the other side. So this checkpoint here, well, obviously there isn't a physical checkpoint. I presume the door is the checkpoint. So now you can actually complete the game. So hopefully this kind of gives you an idea as to kind of the problems with this. There's a complete range of different issues. I don't think there's anything else that we actually need to check on this. I'm just kind of having a think because I've never gotten this far, to be honest. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it. So what we'll do in that case is I think we'll call it a day. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. Have a great Boxing Day. Hopefully we'll catch up again soon. Have a good one, guys. Take care. God bless.